In this video we'll be covering creating and applying decals to your model in SOLIDWORKS Visualize, applying appearances to those decals, and we'll also go over the video decal functionality in Visualize Professional. There's timestamps in the video description below if you'd like to jump ahead to any point. Decals are useful for representing any images or labels, or in this case a device's screen, in your photo render. Decals can also be imported over from SOLIDWORKS, so if you already have decals on the SOLIDWORKS model, no need to apply them in Visualize. Just make sure the appropriate import option is enabled. Here we'll be taking a look at my phone model where we do need a decal applied in Visualize. The first thing I'm going to do here is disable the top glass component I have set up, because I want to apply the decal to the underlying screen of the device. Then I'll go to my Appearances tab, right-click somewhere in the Appearances tab to create a new decal. I'll choose the option to select an image, and then browse out for where I have my screenshot of my phone's display saved. Click Open to bring in that image, and it creates a new decal in Visualize. Now before I do much else, I'd like to drag and drop that decal in onto the target face of the part. We can see right away that it's not oriented correctly, so you can click and drag the move handles, assuming you have your transform manipulator turned on. This is not a very precise way to do it, but you can get it roughly in position. What I'm going to do here next is, with that decal selected, I'm going to go to the Mapping tab, where I have a lot more options over how to control this. You'll see different mapping modes. So in this case we're going to be using planar mapping, but you also have spherical, cylindrical, and label available. What I need to do here is turn off the rotation. So if I set this rotation amount to 0, manually by typing it in, it'll be aligned correctly. And then for the scale, I'll drag these cube handles to just eyeball the scale visually. There's another parameter to pay attention to, which is decal depth. As you can see on the screen here, if you're applying and projecting the decal onto curvature, that decal depth will control how far it wraps around the model. So you just want to choose a nice value that represents the behavior you want. Anytime we're projecting onto a flat surface like we are here, we don't have to worry about the decal depth. Now if I turn my glass top back on, we'll see that our decal is not very vibrant. It's just basically pasting the image into Visualize currently. And what I want to do is actually apply an appearance to that decal to give it the desired characteristics that I want. In this case I'll be applying an emissive appearance, but you can also apply metallic appearances or whatever else that you want to apply to the decal if you want to override its original appearance. So back to the phone model here, I'll go to my appearances, and I already have a white light emissive appearance in my project. So emissive appearances are a category that will actually emit light with adjustable brightness. And you could drag and drop this onto the decal, or if I select the decal, I'll have the option to go to the Appearance tab and choose to assign an appearance. And now I can browse out for that white light emissive appearance that I had created. And as soon as I apply that, you'll see it brighten up the render quite a bit. So now that decal is also emitting light like an actual screen would. So you can see here a final render performed with the decal to represent the screen. And this is great if we just have a static image, but if you ever want to represent video or a moving screen display, we can do that using the video decal functionality in Visualize Professional. So let's take a look. To do this, I'm going to toggle the visibility of the decal I just created on the model, and also turn off that glass display once again. I'll go back to my Appearances tab and right-click to create a new decal. And with Visualize Professional, you have the options for a video or a series of images. I'm going to choose the video option here. Browse out for my screen capture recording. We support MP4 and AVI format. And then it's a similar drag and drop operation to place the decal onto the model. You can see it popped open my animation timeline here, which is what we'll be using to sequence the video. And I'll go over to the Mapping tab. Once again, set the rotation to 0. And if we want to, we can just copy over the decal width from the previous decal, since it should be around the same size, and then position it as desired. Once I'm happy with the positioning, I still need to apply that emissive appearance to this one too. You can tell it looks kind of dull. So this time I'll drag and drop the white light appearance directly onto the decal. You can see it brighten up quite a bit. I can re-enable my top glass component visibility, and we're ready to go. Now if I scrub through the animation timeline, you'll see the screen image actually changing. So here I'm just pulling up a web browser, typing in a website, and going to the Hawker Systems website here. I also have some camera animation already set up. So if I activate that animation camera, we'll see that the camera also moves around during the animation to focus in on the typing and zoom back out. So you can see the final rendered result here. I'm quite happy with it. So to summarize, we covered creating decals in Visualize and also how to import them from SOLIDWORKS, some of the mapping options and how to apply appearances to those decals, and the video decal functionality available in Visualize Professional. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and we'll be creating more advanced Visualize content like this in the future.